Marty Supreme, one of the best films of 2025. Let's get into it, son. Marty Supreme, starring Timothée Chalamet. You've probably heard of this movie. The marketing for this movie has been crazy. I think he was even on top of like the Sphere in Vegas promoting this movie. So, pretty big buzz around this movie. And I'm glad to see it too, because in my opinion it's one of the best movies of 2025. So starting off with the story and pacing. So our main character is Marty Mauser, who actually used to be a real table tennis player and one of the best at it as well. And this movie kinda is a character study on Marty Mauser rather than his journey to become the best, right? I say that because the main story arc in this movie is how he kinda goes from being a real asshole, like a real dickhead, to kinda learning that life is more than about yourself, kind of thing. I feel like that's kind of the overarching message of this story, rather than it being about table tennis. Don't get me wrong, table tennis is the backbone of the movie, and there are some very entertaining sequences involving table tennis tournaments and hustling in table tennis and that kind of thing, but it really isn't what the story is about. In fact, in this movie, table tennis is not really seen as a big sport in America, and Marty Mauser, he's trying to become the best to bring the sport to America more and be the face of it for America, if that makes sense. And the story really revolves around how desperate he is to be on top and who he's willing to hurt along the way to get there, and the sacrifices he's willing to make to get there, because his passion for the sport and his passion to be the best is kind of what drives him, even though all the things around him are burning down. It's loosely based on true events, so I don't know exactly how much of this happened and how much of this is like Hollywoodized. But his desperation leads him into some situations that are entertaining as hell, man. He's ripping off mobsters, he's ending up in really shady motels and weird times of the night. It's really a fun movie, and it was like constantly surprising me as we were going through. By the end of the story too, I felt very satisfied with what they wanted to do and where they wanted the character to end up from the beginning, and I think they did it very well, so I was quite impressed by it. Moving on to the pacing. So the pacing, you would imagine, would be a nightmare. This movie is about 2.5 hours long, I believe. However, I did not feel that time go by at all. In fact, I found myself loving the movie right through to the end from the beginning. And a lot of the reason why is because there's some great writing in this movie. I was invested in the characters, I cared about them, I wanted to see what happened in the end. The movie focused on storytelling. It didn't focus on agendas or pushing things that we don't care about really. It was, we have these characters, they're very likable, we want you to see how much they go through to get to where they are. And it's fun. It was a great movie, man. Story and pacing, one of the highest ratings for me for the year, 4.5 out of 5. Moving on to the visuals, I have no real complaints about the visuals in the movie. They didn't use heavy CGI in any part of the movie. I thought the city in the time era they were in looked really good. The vehicles all looked good. I did think I was going to be bored off my tits watching a movie about table tennis, but the table tennis sequences are actually really well done visually. They keep you locked in and on the edge of your seat, and I really like that about the movie as well. Aesthetically too, the movie actually takes place in a couple of different countries, and it does really feel like you're changing countries, and I thought that was really cool as well. For visuals, I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5 for Marty Supreme. Lastly, the sound and score. I really loved the music in the movie. There's some great songs in here, both original to the movie, and I think there's some from the 80s kind of thrown in here as well. But that is one thing I kind of found a bit off-putting, was they were playing an 80s soundtrack in, I believe it's like a 60s movie or 50s or 60s movie, so I don't know, that kind of was throwing me off a little bit. However, the sound choices were very good in my opinion. As for the sound effects, I mean, the vehicle sounded good. There was a couple of gunfights in the movie, without giving too much spoilers away, that I don't think sounded fantastic. I mean, it wasn't like John Wick level action, but, you know, it didn't take me out of the movie or anything. It just wasn't great. I'm going to give sound and score 4 out of 5 for Marty Supreme. So there you have it, folks. Before I give the final score here, I'd just like to wish you all a happy new year. I've been doing this channel for about 4 months now. I've over 70 videos pumped out in that time. I'm very proud of the channel. But please subscribe and like, because it's a hard ladder to climb on YouTube here. So we're trying to get numbers going here so I can keep making this more of a full-time thing. But that being said, final score for Marty Supreme, 4.3 out of 5. One of the best movies of 2025 in my opinion. It was so refreshing to see a movie that had great writing, had a great story, great visuals and great music all around. So thumbs up from me. That being said, see you in the next one. Hope it's a good one. Good luck.